to do a short video that shows you how to use the TI calculator to find your absolute maximum or minimum. And in this particular problem, it's in your homework, and it's problem number 4 in section 4.1. The equation that it gives us is x squared plus 3x minus 4. We can see because your coefficient, the a coefficient, the coefficient in front of the x squared is positive, then it's going to open up, the parabola it'll open up. So that means that you will have a minimum. What I want to do is show you how to use your TI calculator to find that value, because there's going to be some problems on your test that ask you to do this. So first of all, I'm going to go to my calculator, and I'm going to push the y equals button. I'm going to go to y1, I think I am, and I'm going to type in the equation. So my x is right here, so I'm going to do x squared, the square's on the left, and then I'm going to move to the right, and I'm going to put in plus 3x, and then minus 4. Now, I want my window to be set correct. If you notice on this, all the plots are turned off. Plot 1, plot 2, plot 3. If you've used this calculator for statistics, you may have one of these turned on. If it's turned on, I'm pushing my up arrow key, so I'm on plot 1. If I hit enter, you'll see that when I come off of it, it's turned on because it's dark. All you have to do to turn that off is move on top and push the enter button, and notice it's no longer turned on. The next thing is you have to make sure your window is set so that you can graph this. So I'm going to go to zoom, and I'm going to do zoom standard number 6. So I'm just going to push the 6. And notice it forms a 10 by 10 window when you do this. If I just hit the graph button, that's what it's graphing, the equation that I put in there. Now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find the lowest point. That's the minimum. So I'm going to push the trace button, and notice how a cursor come up. I'm going to use my left arrow key and come down to the bottom of the equation. So I think that my minimum is somewhere in this location, but I cannot use just this value. I have to actually have the calculator calculate the correct value. So the way you do this, you will go to calculate, which is in blue in my calculator. Yours may be yellow, but I have to push the second button and trace. I'm trying to find a minimum, so I'm going to push number 3. And then notice it says move to the left of where you think that the vertex, or in this case, we're talking about the absolute minimum, where that's located. So I'm going to push my left arrow key. There I am. I'm going to move to the left. When it starts going up some, I'm going to push enter on my calculator. Notice it says move to the right, so I'm going to come around. When it starts going up, then I'm going to hit enter. And then if you want to guess, you can move back down to the bottom and you can hit enter again. And notice it will give you your absolute minimum, which in my case is y equals negative 6.25. It's the y value that is your maximum or your minimum. So in this particular problem, when it says find the absolute minimum, it's a negative 6.25. Notice it says find the absolute maximum. Well, if you look at this, notice that this parabola is going in both directions towards infinity. So we do not have an absolute maximum in that. So in that case, when you do not have an absolute maximum, you type a capital N in the box. So that's how you use your TI calculator to find these values.